Yeah, what's up, man? It's your boy 45 back in the edition of the Hot Seat. Today got another special guest with me. I got a childhood friend on the line.
All right.
Name the what you want everybody to call you, bro?
Check it out, man. It's your boy Jijuane, aka Antoine Jijuane, aka Big Duke, aka Antoine Jijuane, the producer. I got a few monikers, you know what I'm saying, but that's pretty much the ones that everybody gonna know me by.
Here we go. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I definitely appreciate being invited, and it's definitely an honor to be in your presence, bro.
Man, appreciate it, man. So damn, dog. So what you been up to, man? It's been a minute. We ain't had a conversation in a little minute. What you up to?
I guess really at this point, man, because at this point in life, man, you're really just trying to. I'm really trying to. I guess you could say, for lack of better words, grab my own nuts and just do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, More than anything, right now, I'm involved with my electronics. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still doing that. I'm still doing my installations, camera surveillance, 12 volt, low voltage audio. But at this point, I kind of want to get my music and my beat making and things off the ground. So that's pretty much where I'm at with that right now, bro.
And how long have you been doing your beat making and stuff, bro?
I've been doing music. I've been into music all my life. I probably made my first beat about 15 years ago, maybe give or take a few years. And just pretty much been, like a lifelong passion, man. Like ever since I started, it was like, it just was that bug bit me, and it was just really no going back from that. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
Now, when you first started making beats, man, how many beats would you make a day?
I think when I
Like how would
first
you think you
when
would
I
say?
first started, that's a good question. When I first started, it just really was just more recreational. So I guess I didn't even have the discipline to even just, make beats like I wanted to. So I guess I can say to answer that question, it probably was like one a day, maybe. Not even one a day. It was just more or less when I started playing with it, I do it. Fast forward 20 years later, I try to average at least 2, 3 a day. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, who was your influencer? Like, who influenced you when it came to beat making or music?
Some good questions, bro. Definitely Manny Fresh. I know a lot of people checked out the Manny Fresh Instagram live he did not too long ago.
Yeah, Manny was doing the food. Shout out to Manny Fresh. You did the food, Manny.
For
It's
sure.
so crazy. I don't mean to cut you off, but it's so crazy how people was in the comment section trying to say that he wasn't doing too much. I'm like, man, Manny Fresh out here killing it. But again, I'm from Houston. We from the South. You feel me? So
Right.
we understand how the importance of Manny Fresh and what he brought to not only to the Southern movement, but definitely he basically built Cash Money. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. I totally agree with you, bro. Like, I think one of the things that a lot of people underestimated what Manny Fresh was doing, considering that we're in a new generation and really the people that's on Instagram are mostly like the younger people, they didn't really realize what he had as an impact as a producer. Manny was one of the first ones that just had a sound that it just wasn't like what we was hearing out of New York. It wasn't boom bap. It wasn't that West Coast. It was something we could all kind of like shake and bounce to because that's how we came up. You know what I'm saying? I just want to add to that though, because a lot of people downplay Manny's success. Manny Fresh, it's arguably your own opinion how you feel about that battle, but Manny Fresh technically didn't even need to battle Scott Storch. That wasn't even a balanced battle. Manny personally, single-handedly, pretty much from late 80s to 2000, carried the South. You know what I'm saying? Carried the South. There was a point where Manny Fresh literally carried Cash Money as a producer and gave us hit after hit after hit from the Hot Boys, Get It How You Live days, from Lil Wayne, Block Is Hot, Turk, Young and Thug and BG, Chopper City in the Ghetto. We can go way back to Bounce. We can go back to so much. So the
Shit,
songs that
Soldier
Manny,
Slim. Shit.
absolutely, the songs that Manny
Clean
played,
up, man.
they probably didn't have the same weight that people would have liked them to have for that type of battle. But to people like me and you, we knew what those songs were. Like when he played Go DJ, we all know that was like pretty much the biggest single of Lil Wayne's career that started the Carter series. So if it wasn't for Manny Fresh, the Carter probably wouldn't even be around today. But when he played that beat, it didn't have the same impact as Scott Storch doing that stuff he did. Now, but I'm gonna wrap it up. But I just want to say Scott Storch, the thing about him, he didn't really give us, music. He gave us a lot of songs he played notes on and stuff like that. He didn't really give us songs that were his. He wasn't gender bending. He wasn't genre bending or nothing like that. All he did was play keys. But anyway, that's all I want to say on that.
Yeah, because he definitely was playing some. He played just to like Cry Me a River, and everybody know that's Timberland shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
damn. But just because he did a little couple notes here and there on it, he get to use it in the battle. So now I understand exactly what you're coming from, and not taking away nothing from Scott Storch neither,
Absolutely.
because you know what I'm saying, he was very instrumental in pioneering the sound too. You know, he back in the gap with the Roots. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's just a lot of stuff. Only people who got hip hop history know what that means. But
absolutely.
but back to you, man. So let's talk about your grind. Being from the city of Houston, the slow, everybody know recipes DJ Screw. Shout out to Michael 5000 Watts carrying the torch and everything like that. But
Definitely.
with the slow down music and everything like that was going on in the city, how did that affect your beat making? Was you trying to tap into something like that, or was you trying to really just like, you know what, man, I'm trying to get my own thing going.
That's a good question. Honestly, I'd like to consider my beats as like a beautiful confusion. Like, to be honest, I can't honestly say that I was inspired by the 33 and a third pitch that DJ Screw was doing, and I can't honestly say I was inspired by the way the sound of Screw made music sound. It was, for me, it was more or less, I just had a style of something that I just kind of wanted to. This is the confusion of sounds that I have in my head, and I just brought them together as a song for thought, but they really didn't have any basis in Houston sound. Now, more now, when I started, it was like that. More now, I can probably do a little sampling and things like that that'll give us that slow down vibe. But to answer your question, I was more influenced just by pretty much Manny Fresh and how he was just pretty much fast paced with his drums and things like that. How he was real simple with his melodies and how he had double time snares, things like that. That's what really motivated me to produce more than the slowed up culture. With all due respect to DJ Screw and all due respect to Michael Watts and everything, you know what I'm saying? But I think my style was more or less of a broader sense more than it was a regional sense.
Yeah, got you, most definitely. Now you making beats, you trying to get your grind on. Did you ever try to reach out any other top artists in Houston and try to get some production credits?
Right. Making beats, getting my grind on. Right.
Did you ever try to reach out to any other Houston artists to try to get some beat placements, anything like that? Get some production
Absolutely.
credits?
Absolutely. I'm glad you asked me that. There was a few times that I did come in contact with a lot of the local, a lot of people that know I hear at Swisher House. There was a few times that I've come in contact with PJ, the rap hustler, when he was doing Boss Hog. I've worked with 50/50 Twin. I've worked in vicinity of Slim, but I've never gotten a chance to deliver any product to Slim at that time. But that's probably like the only ones that I've had a chance to. And over the years, yes, I would give my cards out and give some samples out of some music out and let these guys kind of hear what I say, hear what I got. Even on Instagram now to date, even when I put a beat up on my Antoine Jijuane, the producer page on Instagram, I'll tag all the local rappers and stuff like that and try to get them to get attention from them and everything. So yeah, in the past I've worked with like 50/50 and PJ and a couple of local guys, but that's pretty much it.
Now, have you ever worked with somebody in the studio that kind of caught you off guard with how talented they actually were and what you initially thought about them?
Uh, 50 was a good example. 50 was a good example. I was just doing some house mixing at the time. I had me, my partner, Lil Willie, came by and he brought 50 over there. And we all did a little record, but it wasn't nothing fancy. But it was kind of impressive to hear, that my sound actually elevated what I thought 50/50 could do. You know what I'm saying? So he jumped on a little. It was just a little freestyle, but it was cool nonetheless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, is there anybody out there that you would like to work with that's bubbling in the city of Houston that we need to learn about, that we need to know about, or
Man, I want to
it's
work
just
with
pretty?
everybody, but who I want to work with the most is goddamn Sauce Walker, man. Hey, Sauce Walker, if you hear this, man, Antoine Jijuane, the producer, Jijuane 2016. Tell him to let you know, bro. That's That's probably like the top guy I want to work with. I want to work with TSF. I think those are some pretty entertaining guys. I like the versatility and sauce in his music. There was a chance that I actually did have an opportunity to work with Rick Shop, but I didn't capitalize on it like I should have. So that would have been a great experience as well. But yeah, definitely
So what
like
happened with what happened with the rec shop situation? Because they legendary in the city.
absolutely. What it was they had actually were looking to rebuild the brand and come back out in this generation. So they had kind of had some new talent. They had some new producers, things like that. And I had my beats on Instagram, and one of their agents had found my page and had let me know, hey, you can do such and such and such with us. And they gave me the info, and I contacted them, and we got signed up. I say I didn't capitalize on the opportunity because I, a lot of times when you're dealing with this type of thing, this industry of entertainment, you'll have personal things that get in the way, or whether it be your finances, whether it be your responsibilities, and you just got to prioritize what you got to take care of. So it kind of took me out of that opportunity, but it was cool to still have nonetheless. At one point, I was a rec shop, official rec shop promo team member.
Gotcha. So let's see here. What else? What else? See if I'm missing anything out on your journey. Now, like I said, man, we childhood friends and whatnot, man. So,
Mm-hmm.
which one do you think was the livest spot? Studio 44, Cloud Nine, Trey Wins, All Star. Which which spot was the most livest?
Being,
Amazonia, Slim had Amazonia. Which one?
yeah. I think being that we was probably being a north sider like that we was, bro. I think personally, me, maybe arguably everybody else, I think Studio 44 probably was the livest place that we had out of all those places that you named. I think under that we probably fall down to like Cloud Nine. Those are like actual clubs. You know what I'm saying? The All Stars, all those were just like halls to hang out in. But yeah, Studio 44 was probably the livest club of all of those. I still to this
Yeah.
day even have memories about just being in that club. It just flashes my mind sometimes, and I'd be like, "Damn, I remember being out there."
Was Paul the DJ then too? Or what? Was Paul Wall the DJ back then too?
I don't know for sure, but I know that there were a number of Northside parties and Northside gatherings that he either DJ or was a part of the DJ at, but I'm not sure about
Yeah.
that time at Studio 44.
Shout out to motherfucking Paul Willick and Paul
For
Wall. What it
sure.
do, baby?
For sure. Go get that new Riding on 5 single from Paul Wall, Lil Kiki featuring Paul Wall, y'all, while we talking about that.
Yeah, man. You know, Paul Wall, one thing about Paul, man, he's very visible. He was very, very, especially when he was coming up, he was very visible in the city. You know what I'm saying? I remember him coming by and just dropping out CDs and color changing click CDs and all this other stuff. Like he'll personally drop it out to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So shout out to Paul. But now back to you. So you say you've been doing this music thing for a little minute. And you had a little kind of break now. You took a little break from it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think that break was monumental to where you're trying to go to now, or do you think that break, and when you're looking back on it, you kind of could have just kind of grinded it out, whatever the situation that you was in,
Man,
or you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a really good
yeah,
question, bro. To be honest with you, I would definitely, if I could go back and do it again, I would have grinded it out. Honestly, one of the things that I tell a lot of the young people and stuff like that we're dealing with as I come across them when I work with them and things like that is to keep going. I mean, I can't stress that enough that you're going to run into roadblocks. And mind you, now I put out my first mixtape. I had self-produced and put out my first mixtape at 28 years old. It's called It All Started Here, Big Duke. It All Started Here. You can find that on SoundClick. But yeah, like I said, man, I basically would tell the youngsters, man, y'all just keep going. If you're listening to this even right now, man, just keep going. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have bills that's gonna come up in your life, all that kind of stuff like that, man. Keep a job, keep going, but don't give up. Because if I definitely wouldn't have gave up, I definitely would be way further than I am now. But because I took that break, it didn't help. It hurt more than anything because I didn't use it to prioritize what I was trying to do with the beats. I used it to take care of my responsibilities, and it took the beats to a back burner. So, yeah, definitely stick with it, man. But I definitely wish I didn't stop.
man, appreciate that, Jim, man, because these young producers, they need that. These young producers need to hear stuff like that because I know it's a grind. Not even just producers, just anybody who's trying to get somewhere in life, you're gonna have setbacks. It's all about, hey, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna thug through it, or you're gonna take a step back from it and try to work another route to get to where you're trying to
Absolutely.
go. I
Absolutely.
appreciate you sharing it with
Let me add to that to just believe in yourself too. That's a big thing. One thing about me is I consider myself a very highly confident person. But you know, even you're only human. You're only so human. But you gotta believe in yourself, man. Like a lot of I ain't gonna lie, if I played beats that I had started from back 15 years ago compared to the songs that I'm doing now, you'll see a major difference because I believed that I always knew that I could make good music. So to the youngster listeners to this, man, believe in yourself, work hard, and stick with it, man. Stick with it.
now, man. So what you think about this whole coronavirus that's going on? This, you know what I'm saying? It's affecting the world. What's your
It's
thoughts on that?
it's just right now it's a tough time, man. You know, it's a tough time. We really need people to just kind of come together, be smart about what's going on out here, pay attention and absorb as much as you can. Whether it's real or not, I'll save that for another cast. I'll save that for another conversation. But the fact still remains, as far as we know, there are real people coming down with it, and there are real people getting sick and real people dying. So let's be compassionate to them. Everybody, you know, we just need to just take better care of ourselves. This is just a great, this basically is giving us a great time for us to go back home and reevaluate our lives wherever we are at and come back out strong after all this is over. It's an unfortunate situation, but there's a lot of positives. I mean, one of the big positives I can see right now is if it wasn't for us having this time on our hands, me and you couldn't finally sit down and actually do this podcast. So as you can see, you know, that's you using your time to be progressive for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So
That's right, man.
definitely,
This is Brian. I'm trying to build this top down magazine TV, take it to the next level, man.
absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah, man. So, now has your family always supported what you was trying to do with the music, or did you ever run into any type of like pushback on that from them?
No, I didn't have that type of family, to be honest. I didn't have that type of family that really was just all inclusive into what I had going on. You know, as far as my mom, you know, I grew up single parent family, so I only have a mom and a sister. You know, my sister was living her life. My mom was just taking care of us. The music thing just is something that just kind of gravitated to me as far as producing. You know, I was young, always into music, but producing to gravitated to me. But nobody was seeing that around me. You know what I'm saying? Except my peers and stuff like that. So I didn't have any roadblocks dealing with my mom or whatever about me making music. It's just they really don't know that I do it because that's just they never got into that part of me. You know what I'm saying? So now I've put out a tape and I've showed it and gave it to my sister and mom, and they heard songs that I've done. They've been a part of my sessions and things, and they can appreciate it. You know, they can appreciate it. As my mom, she can appreciate me being productive with my time. You know.
That's what it is. So, man, tell the people what's next for you, man.
Next, let's get these music out. Let's get these beats out, y'all. If y'all need these beats, man, you need to hit me up at Antoine underscore Jijuane, Jijuane underscore the underscore producer. Or you can contact me, get in touch with my bro right here. I am 45. And you know, reach out to me. But outside of that, I want to push my beats. I would like to see my label get off the ground. I do want to kind of build a label and find me an act and work with them and just kind of do my Zaytoven and Gucci Man thing. And if it all boils
Now,
down
what do
to
you look for in the artist?
what I look
What
for
are
in
you
the
looking for in
artist, what I look for in the artist, I look for somebody that's willing to sacrifice like I have sacrificed. This is probably the best way to explain it. I mean, like when I came up doing this, man, I bought this equipment, sold it, lost it, pawned it, everything. I bought this equipment so many times because I truly believe that this is what I want to do with myself. But life gets the best of me and it throws a wrench in it. So I have to, and then when I want to do it, I gotta go to the store and buy all that stuff again. I need artists that's understanding of how you need to take every dollar that you have and invest it in yourself if you believe. If you're not willing to go broke to make this happen, you can't be the type of artist that I need to work with. I would like lyricism, but I also like artists to have fun too. So I'm not a stickler for trying to make a J. Cole or nothing like that. But at the same time, I don't want a mumble rapper either. So if you hear this, man, and you think you got a little talent, you can put together some songs. I'm talking about put together songs with hooks and flushed out ideas, and you're willing to spend your own money on yourself. those are the kind of guys that get free beats from me, or free studio time, things like that. You know what I'm saying? That's who I want to work with.
Man, and on that note, man, we're gonna end it on that note, bro. Man, I appreciate you sitting down and chopping the game up with us today, and
For
I look
sure.
forward to doing it with you again.
For
And go
sure.
ahead before I let you get up out of here, though, man. Give me your top 5 artists, dead or alive, or give me your top 5 producers, dead or alive, man.
Top 5 producers dead or alive. Currently, Dr. Dre, Just Blaze, uh, Manny Fresh. Top of the list is gonna be Manny Fresh for one. I'm gonna throw everybody off with this one here. KLC and Beats by the Pound. That's 4. And I give
For
a
those that don't know, they built that whole no limit sound.
a lot of people sleeping on that KLC and Beats by the Pound, bro. So shout out to KLC, Beats by the Pound, and that whole No Limit sound.
How you do that, though?
And number 5, I'm going to give it to somebody new. Let's give it to Zaytoven. Zaytoven probably hands down is probably the baddest producer of this generation right now. He's musically inclined and he knows how to do his beats. So I say one more time, Dr. Dre, Just Blaze, Manny Fresh, KLC, Beats by the Pound, and Zaytoven.
Go ahead and give out your social media one more time, man, just so they can have it.
You can check me out on Instagram at Antoine Jijuane, the producer, Antoine underscore JIJUANE underscore the producer. You can find me on Instagram at Sergio Slim. You can find me on Facebook as Denzel James or DJ BTL. Hit me up, man. I'm looking forward to working with y'all, man. And again, appreciate you, 4-5, bro. Like, this is a good look, bro. I definitely want to give you your props for stepping out the box, bro, and making your dreams come true. I look forward to Top Down Magazine, TV, and media growing out this roof, bro, for 2020.
Appreciate you, bro, man. Once again, it's your boy 4-5. It's another edition of the Hot Seat. You can hit me on anything Top Down Magazine, Top Down Magazine TV. It sounds just like it's spelled just like it sounds. Top Down Magazine on all platforms. Top Down Magazine TV, all platforms. It's another edition of the Hot Seat. Yep.
Whoop.